Negative. Even if we did, there's a lot of structural damage from the revolt.
It's gonna be dangerous getting up higher. Weather and elements have taken
Really?
where the Soviets broke.
Now Molotovs? I'm actually not a fan of explosives in this game.
Operations to retrieval, but it looks like the revolt came within a week.
Workers finally had enough.
You've seen this place, right? Seems like a safe bet. Let's see if we can find these manifests and join the others.
All right, we'll get searching. Any word on the escapees? Back me up! Just you and me.
But yeah, Molotovs ain't bad and grenades ain't bad, but the stealth elements and the way you can headshot multiple enemies, or most of the enemies, just doesn't create the need for another explosive or AoE thingamajig that you need. So you can just blab the heads. I'm going up first. One hollow point round in that entire locker. Yeah. Wait. Is this main or side? This is side mission, okay.
Lights still work? Looks like pitch blende. Must have been a uranium mine. My god, he's ancient. What did they find down here?
So I'm supposed to jump there. Hey. Oh. I'm exploring this in hopes of a weapons or crossbow part. Not crossbow, bow part.
Looks flammable.
Because that's the thing they did also decently in the first game, where you don't find a new weapon instantly, but you have to find different parts across the levels and stages.
Hell of an entrance.
Done it both ways. Looks like they go forward. Ah! Ah! This is one of the... I have watched
More
30
artifacts.
minutes and decided it was a
Broken through
bad
an old
game.
passage.
I actually have two
Gotta see it
clips,
for myself.
made two clips in order to show why I don't like it. I can pull them up real quick. Let's just say the thing I really like about that game first, because I really like how much it looks like how much it looks like. Oh, it didn't open in a tab, like Dying Light 2. And I really like Dying Light 2. Even so, I say it's a bad game. I really like it. That's why I'm playing it so much. Let me pull up main monitor source. There. But this is from Moon, and he played it a little bit. This is, like this says, just a bookmark. What he says is relative irrelevant, but the thing that poked out to me in this clip is simply these two zombitons that are there are eating nothing. You know, he comes out and the environmental storytelling, like he even goes back, turns around and gives the game again time to load if there is maybe a body that needed to be loaded. And you can clearly see that they are gripping something. And I didn't notice there's a text on my screen. Ooh. And that instantly shows me that it doesn't have really much care. Clip number 2, or care for the environment, especially since I now come from Dead Space, where there's a lot of environmental storytelling. Like, they don't tell the entire story, but they make those little. Each room basically has its own story of what happened, why a disaster came, and just seeing something like this this was literally in the first minute that I saw, and then a little bit later, in the combat system. The combat system is not necessarily it is not necessarily bad. It's like Dying Light 2's, you know? It's a good combat system. But the first thing that irritates me is the HP, and I think it's a stagger bar. They are way too heavy in contrast and way too colorful. You know, they look like The Division. I didn't like that about The Division, like how the health bars looked. Maybe if they, or if you have the option of making them see-through, that could possibly help. But the second bar definitely is irritating. But this is not why I made this clip. I think. I think I made this clip because I thought I saw some wonky parkouring, but it wasn't wonky. Yeah. I think that was when I only was looking with half an eye, and that's why I probably thought we would be teleporting in this scene, which we didn't. But yeah. The last thing, did I clip it? Moment. Short black screens, just to make sure I don't suddenly show anything I don't want, you know. So the last thing is about something in combat. I don't remember. Dying Light 1, did that have throwable weapons? Because for some reason I think it had throwable weapons. And throwing the weapon is actually pretty cool and neat. But what they did here is you can probably pull out the weapon while fighting this dude. But as you can see, you have this ugly big interface and highlighting, which I just don't like. And I know in Dying Light you never had this big ugly icons. You can collect the weapons after the fight. That's for sure. Especially in Dying Light 2, you have arrows that you can pull out of enemies. But here, this just looks so ugly. And especially when he has more weapons in it. Like, see how they blink? Because each other weapon gets highlighted and everything. And I just find that to be quite ugly, that's all. So, let's return to the game. Oh, that's my 2 cents on Dying Light. It looks okayish, but I can already see that on a world building level, it's behind Dying Light. And then I heard like 2 days ago, I think, the story is even worse than Dying Light. Where I do not know how that is possible. Because based on Dying Light 1, you know, the Rise storyline, that was not necessarily a
soldier in the Red Army.
super engaging one, but it was alright. And then Dying Light 2's ending kinda sucks hard. Which I'm hesitant to say why it sucks, because I know you probably haven't played it yet. Yeah. Oh, I constantly think this is medicine and stuff. Does this even work?
There we are.
Oh, okay, it works.
Whatever they found, it's got to be in there.
Well, to be fair, the ending is doesn't suck because it's man. That's a sentence. The ending doesn't suck
Someone was
because it's
hiding
bad.
mining.
It sucks
We can no
because
longer
it's
wait for our
a
brothers outside the mines to begin their resistance.
it's very rushed.
The Soviets have found something they desire more than the poison ore. They found our forefathers' history, have desecrated their tombs. This is the last injustice. We thought at first the old guardians would emerge and punish our tormentors. But now I see we will have to be the instrument of God's retribution. We gather our strength, store picks and axes in secret places. Very soon, those of us that are still well enough will rise up and bury our repressors here before they erase our past along with our present.
Possibly.
A
I
makeshift
think I'm
weapon.
just gonna say it because it doesn't spoil anything about the story. The thing that I dislike about the ending of Dying Light 2, because it's just text. It's just text about the stuff that you did, or didn't do, and even Dying Light 1 at least had the what's it called, the effort to have now I don't remember his name. Your main character sit at a pole and a moment of rest. Do you have a crafting tool? But in DL2 it's just a text. Not even photos. Race was the main bad guy. And I constantly want to say Brecken, but that is the leader guy the good leader guy you have been interacting with. Crane. That's it. Crane. The main character is Crane. Yeah, at least he has some good sentences at the end and stuff and sits down. You can just feel the breather that he is taking, that now he has a day off and something. Even though he just made a giant enemy. There's no trait I really want. So I shoot an enemy and get more ammunition. Yeah. But yeah, if I am going to play the new Star Wars game, which I actually might, even though I have, what's the two games? I really should play Chernobyl Light, and the other one is in my hidden section. One moment. Oh, Outer Wilds. Also for the horror genre, Bendy and the Dark Revival or something like that, is on my high priority list. No, Yep, I didn't want any skills anyways. Bigger pouches for a weapon I don't even have yet. Don't need more ammo cap. This could do with a little bit more ammo cap. But I don't really need the upgrades. So, as for weapon options... Ooh. Wait, is this really an SMG? Nah, it looks like MP5. Like you have this hunting rifle, which basically does the same thing as my pistol. It has one bullet, then I have to reload a lot. But it should be able to take out most enemies with one shot, which I don't necessarily need. I rather want a panic button. Then I have a bunch of pistols. This is the default revolver we start with. How about a what was it, 1911? Because why not? Wait, or is this the Beretta? No. Damn it, don't know the weapon right now. Then you have your heavy duty thingy-majig. This is the 1911, right. And an Uzi. But I don't know what is the DLC and what not, and what I have naturally unlocked. So I mostly go with the Moon Shadow because it has the trace of most damage, or close to most damage. Also giving me a good amount of weapon stability and everything else. Yeah. Basically a really good headshot weapon.